The butterfly problem. Let's start with the most famous issue, the butterfly effect. The idea that one tiny action can lead to huge changes later. You travel back in time, say to 1995. You tell yourself, I'll just look around, I won't touch anything, I'll be careful. You walk through the streets, trying not to disturb anyone, but suddenly you sneeze. Just one harmless sneeze. The person nearby moves a little to avoid you, and because of that tiny move, they miss their bus by a few seconds. They get to work late and don't meet the person they were supposed to meet that day. Maybe that person could have become their best friend, maybe even their future partner, but now they never cross paths. Their children, who were supposed to be born one day, never exist, and perhaps one of those children was meant to grow up and discover a cure for a terrible disease. Now, that cure will never be found. All because of one sneeze. That's how delicate time really is. You don't need to change something big to rewrite history. You don't have to stop a war or save a king. Just existing in another time can be enough. Every breath you take, every sound you make, every small movement, it all sends ripples through reality. The grandfather paradox. Now, let's say you try to use time travel for something personal. Maybe you want to stop a tragedy like saving a loved one, or go back in time to prevent your parents from splitting up. Harmless intentions, right? But what if, in the process, you change something that prevents you from ever being born? It's called a grandfather paradox. Okay, so you travel back, and while trying to make things better, you accidentally stop your grandparents from ever meeting. Seems small at first, but that single moment changes everything. Without them meeting, your parents are never born, and if your parents don't exist, neither do you. But wait, if you're not born, then who went back in time to stop it? No one. So they do meet after all. Your parents are born, and eventually you are too, which means you could go back in time again and break everything again. It becomes an endless, looping nightmare. You exist, then you don't, then you do again. Reality just keeps glitching. There's no logical way to fix that. Time travel breaks cause and effect, and without cause and effect, the universe stops making sense. The too many travelers problem. Now, think about this. Humans are greedy. If we could travel through time, everyone would want to do it. Historians would jump to the past to observe famous events, fans would go meet their favorite dead celebrities, collectors would grab ancient artifacts straight from history, and gamblers, they'd use future knowledge to win every lottery and stock trade imaginable. Pretty soon, history would become chaos. There would be crowds of tourists at the crucifixion of Jesus, selfie sticks at the fall of the Berlin Wall, and 10 different people trying to stop the Titanic from sinking, which might make it sink earlier. If you think the internet is messy now, imagine the entire timeline becoming a giant traffic jam. Mental overload. The human brain can't handle it. Alright, you've somehow avoided all the paradoxes and time travel laws, but now it's just you stuck in a time that isn't really yours. Your brain would struggle to process it. You'd have no ID, no home, no history in that timeline. You couldn't talk about where you're really from, and people would think you're insane. And even if you visit the future, it's no easier. Imagine jumping 500 years ahead. Technology, language, even humans might have evolved beyond recognition. You'd feel like a caveman dropped in a world of gods. The mental shock alone could drive you mad. Our minds are built for now, not for times we weren't meant to live in. Your body might not survive it, and this is something most people forget. Your body isn't built for time travel. If you suddenly move through time, what happens to your molecules, your atoms? You could be ripped apart by gravity, radiation, or even the sheer speed of light. Even if you somehow survive it, you might end up in a solid rock or underwater because Earth moves through space every second. You'd have to calculate your position not just in time, but in the galaxy. A 1-degree mistake could mean landing inside a mountain. Time travel isn't about just when you go, it's also where you end up. And that's terrifying. You'd lose everyone you love. People think time travel will be exciting, but it's also incredibly lonely. Every trip separates you from everyone you know, permanently. If you went back even 20 years, your family, friends, they wouldn't know who you are. If you went forward 200 years, they'd all be gone, dead. Every person you care about would be nothing but a memory. Even if you tried to go back to them, time doesn't wait. The world moves on without you. And when you finally return, you might find everything's changed, people older, relationships broken, places gone. And even if they're still there, you won't fit in anymore. You'd be like a ghost from another world carrying memories no one else remembers. That's the real tragedy of time travel. You wouldn't just lose time, you'd lose connection with the people you love. Governments would control it. If time travel ever became real, it wouldn't be something you or I could use. It wouldn't be a fun ride for curious explorers. It would be locked away, tightly controlled by the most powerful governments and corporations on Earth. They wouldn't use it to make the world better, they would use it to make themselves stronger. A country could go back in time to change the outcome of a war, erasing their enemies, rewriting history so they always come out as the hero. Even the future wouldn't be safe. They could travel ahead, see what's coming, and use that knowledge to control markets, crush competition, or dominate other nations. Every decision could be manipulated before it even happens, and ordinary people, we'd have no say. We'd never know what was changed at all. History itself could be rewritten while we're living in it. Time travel wouldn't make the world better. It would give ultimate power to those who already have it. And that kind of power always corrupts. The future isn't safe either. Fine, maybe you think, I won't touch the past, I'll just visit the future. But that's not as simple as it sounds. You travel 500 years ahead. The moment you step out of your time machine, the world feels completely different. People look different. Technology is beyond anything you know. They might not even be fully human anymore. To them, you're something ancient, a lost piece of history that somehow learned to walk and talk. Some might welcome you with curiosity, wanting to know what life used to be like. Others might see you as a science project, something to study and keep behind glass. Even if they're kind, your body won't belong there. The air could be toxic, the food could kill you, and the sunlight might burn your skin. The truth is, the future isn't your home. You weren't made for it, and it wasn't made for you. To them, you're not a visitor. You'd lose the meaning of life. Think about what gives life its value. Time. The fact that it's limited. Every sunrise, every laugh, every moment with someone you love, it matters because you know it won't last forever. If time travel were possible, you could go back and fix every mistake, say the right words, or relive your happiest moments. At first, that might sound perfect, but after a while, nothing would feel real. There'd be no pressure to change, no reason to grow, no need to take risks. You could always redo everything until it stopped meaning anything at all. Love, loss, success, all of it would lose weight. Life would stop feeling like a story and start feeling like a video game you can never finish. You'd never grow or move forward because you'd always be tempted to go back. And that might be the saddest fate of all. If you could travel through time, would you actually do it? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until next time.